Hi Virgo, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading for you. I hope that you're all doing well. It looks like something that you've been dealing with is coming to a close. It feels like this is allowing things to sort of function, to work a bit better. You can feel like you're in a better place to sort of exercise what you want to be exercising. Because things are functioning more properly, you could feel like more able to function like because of that. This feels like because things are going better or working more harmoniously within my environment, I feel like I'm also able to show up in a more harmonious type of way, like more aligned with how I want to be showing up, like that type of thing. Like feeling like more yourself. Could also feel like there's some creative freedom as well that you're connecting with. Yeah, Empress and Nine of Pentacles. This is definitely feeling capable. Empress is also about sort of like having what you need available to you as well. So I'm seeing you be in a position where that's sort of the feeling here. Like you can be looking around you and feeling very grateful, like that type of thing. But what looks like was going on was something very different, because you definitely went through some type of struggle, and now I'm seeing you popping out in a place where you're like, oh, I feel like I can breathe again, like that type of thing. And you could feel like you're showing up in a very empowered way now, and also more connected with what's around you. When I say empowered, I'm coming at it from an angle that's like, you could be feeling productive, you could be feeling capable, you could be feeling in touch with the parts of yourself that you want to be coming through and showing up in a way where you're like, yeah, this feels good to me to show up in this way, like that type of thing. You could be feeling motivated. Empress is also about like taking whatever inspiration you find around you and like doing things with that and like processing it and then creating things because of that feeling like in sync and in touch. And I'm also seeing Nine of Cups here. So this looks like you went through something difficult. Now I'm seeing you pop out in a situation that is very much aligned with what you want on an internal level. But there could have been anxieties about this. Just something that you were working through. For some of you, you could have had something going on in the home, I'm seeing. Okay. What you want, I'm seeing there be a particular path that you have your sights set on. Like there's something that you want to be pursuing, doing, following, walking, that type of thing. Like, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to be going. You could feel like something is stopping you or like conflicting a little bit. Ooh, I'm seeing the devil coming out. Capricorn. Okay. This is you being in a spot where you're like, I know what I want. I understand what I want. This is the path that's aligned with that thing that I want. This is where I want to be going. But then having the devil come out here, it feels like the devil's like, hold up, like stopping you from sort of going where you want to go. Let's see if we can clarify, see what this is. Which deck are we going to use? This one. Okay, so you know what you want, you know what you want to be doing, you know what you feel most inspired to be doing as well. Like what's most harmoniously aligned with what's going to feel best. When I say feel best, I mean feel most like aligned and in, it's just like a, I feel like we should get more into a description of what this is. When it comes to our Venus energy, this is part of why we feel like we're here, like what we're here to express, like the life we feel like we're here to create. It's you as the artist within your life being like, I want my life to look like this, or this is what I want to be experiencing, those things. Having the devil come out could mean that there's a part of you that's like the empowered, brave part of you that says, like, I know what I want and I know what's in alignment and I'm in touch with that part of myself. The devil can be those things that could be blocking you from expressing that. Things like fear, attachment, materialism, like those types of things that can sway us from our like higher path that we want to be walking down. But the devil is like really real things that we experience, where it could be like, this thing is going to be really the thing that makes you happy, and then you start going in that way and you feel like you've sort of like fallen into some type of like earthly manipulation because you thought that's what you needed, and then that's actually not even the case. The devil can also be about like reputation and status and whatnot, having it be connected with Capricorn, finances, like that type of stuff. But it would be material things that would pull you away from your more divine Venus energy, which is about like love and creation and creativity, and you being able to express also like your skill set and your energy as it is, like that, the power to even like be yourself, to be connected and recognizing your needs and honoring those, to be setting boundaries when it's necessary, to be using your discernment, to be connected with your emotions and your healing energy and your creativity, self-soothing, taking care of yourself, taking care of whatever you want to nurture around you, and also being connected with that part of yourself that is like, this is me and this is what I want to be doing and this is how I want to be living my life. And it's also about your independence as well. The devil can be anything that you feel like could influence you to go in another direction, telling you that that's really what it's going to be for you, but it's not. And you would know the difference too, because the devil can sort of be this uneasy feeling of like, I'm sort of bending here, I'm buckling here a little bit because I don't feel like I can do this on my own, or I don't feel like I'm gonna have what I need, or I don't trust in my skills and my abilities, or like maybe I'm not good enough. You know, it's like all of those things are like, let me put everybody else's needs in front of my own, completely neglect mine, like that type of thing. Or like becoming the martyr in a situation, lots of different things that we can do that can be connected with this. I'm gonna get one clarifier on the devil just to see if we can give you any more insight as to what this is about. Okay, I'm seeing temperance. Having temperance and the devil can feel like you are bound to something that you may be working your way out of. It can be a pretty confusing situation here. You could also feel like unsure about which way to go or how exactly to handle things, but I'm seeing your guides say you need to be patient with this process. It's going to take some time. This must be something that you're like deeply intertwined within, if that be the case. Because from what I'm seeing, it looks like you're potentially like detangling yourself from something that you had maybe become enmeshed within. I'm seeing you're also looking for a sense of connection, but it feels like there's static on the line. Like a bit of like a lot going on at once. You could also be like sorting through your feelings as you're going through this process too, and feel like it's a process, like a whole filing cabinet of things where you're like checking out this and checking out that, and it all has to do with sort of what you're sensing, how you're feeling. I'm feeling this sense of like emotional inner conflict a bit, but I feel like conflict maybe isn't the right word. It just feels like a lot going on, and it's going to take time to process all of the emotions that are connected with this. This can also be, so with Temperance, it's taking the time that you need to do whatever process you're involved in. When we have this, see how there are all of these cups around and this person is like, well, which one is it? What am I supposed to do? It feels like you're looking for a particular one. Like, which of these cups is going to be the Ace of Cups? Having Temperance is saying you need to take your time in order to figure out and discern which one of these is actually the like pure sense of connection. It's like you can plug in, you have like a bunch of different radio stations that you can plug into, and one of them is going to be like crystal clear, and it's about discerning with Temperance, which means like taking your time, sort of plugging away at this, and also detaching yourself from influences of illusion that could be influencing you to pick like the wrong one. When I say the wrong one, I just mean the one that would be not actually going to materialize what you're truly looking for. So it's like breaking down that whole process. And so it's going to take a bit to sort of move through this, but I'm seeing that you're going to figure it out. You may need to take some time to sort of recharge a bit. Yeah, I am seeing stuff about conflict. Maybe you do feel a bit conflicted, and that's also part of this process too. But having the Devil here can be like throwing something in that doesn't even need to be part of your process, but being like, oh, this is really important too, when it's actually not. Not for what you're trying to accomplish. It looks like this is also associated with sort of like a next chapter in how things are going to be, as far as what you feel like is most resonating with you and your path, feeling like when you're stepping onto that, you feel like you're in the right place and that it's not much of a question. So I'm seeing you moving in that type of direction. It feels like everything is fine, like having Nine of Cups and then having Page of Wands. It feels like you connecting with what you want and then being like, okay, this is the way, but then I'm seeing like the devil stop you there, and that's why it sort of needs to be addressed, because it's going to get in the way of what you're trying to do. Ooh. Okay. I'm actually seeing the Empress here. This looks like some type of emotional attachment, but something that's going on emotionally that's out of alignment for you. It's something that keeps you from feeling sense of independence, abundance, that you have the stuff that you need and some. And it's because of this devil energy. As I said before, like having Temperance is like you sort of pulling yourself away from something that may provide you with like instant relief, instant gratification, like instant feeling of, okay, everything's fine, but then you're like, this is not, like I'm totally giving my power away to this because I'm empowering this thing outside of myself and it's pulling away from me and what I can do. And so then I'm like reliant on whatever this is. It's like that type of thing. And then it's having me feel out of touch with that place within myself. This can be something emotionally, it looks like very emotionally, that you're caught up in. But you may feel like it's for the wrong reasons if you do honest self-reflection about this. Because having Devil and having Queen of Cups is like... Devil and Queen of Cups. It's like an emotional illusion. But it's... When I say illusion, it's it's something that can be very difficult to look through, because the devil isn't something that you look at and you're like, wow, this is so terrible. The devil is a very seductive energy, and it's something that's like emotionally you really need this, but that's like actually not the case. I like want to go more into detail with the devil, but I don't know how specific we can get in order for this to be like for everybody. It just, the way that you're going to figure out what this is for you, for those of you that don't already know, some of you already are going to know what this is. It's something that's keeping you from fully embracing the path that you feel is most calling to you right now, and that you want to be going on. And you know this within your heart too, but the devil can be like, oh, you can't do it because of that, oh, you can't do it because of this. But it's like emotional stuff that is out of balance. And if you get to a point where you're like, I'm really willing and ready to see what this truly is for myself, you're going to see it immediately. This isn't something that's going to be a hard thing to see. And you can even feel like it's something that puts limitations on you, but you're like, oh, like I have to sacrifice because of this, but like you don't actually. It's about something going on emotionally that I'm hearing that needs to be broken open. So maybe you're going to do something where you could possibly connect with somebody that would help give you insight about this. You can do this yourself. You don't need another I'm not seeing it be advised that you have to have another person be involved in this or anything. But for some of you, maybe therapy or something could be helpful to sort of dissect this a bit from an objective point of view. You can do journaling, you can do something, but I think another perspective may be helpful sort of working through this, but only if you're in a space where you're like willing to hear that. Because if you're not, this can be something that you continue dealing with. But it's going to be something that may keep you from feeling like you're the one that holds a sense of power and a sense of decision and a sense of autonomy. This would be something that would be keeping you from that, where you feel like, I want to show up in this way because that's how I feel like strongest and most myself and like most in my power, and this is the thing that keeps pulling me down. And it's the connection with that, and it just like goes in a cycle. So that's what I'm seeing is happening here. You could also be like overcoming some fears as well, be connected with this. Because I'm seeing you be in a spot where you're like, I want more than this, and I can have more than this. Like this is something that, like, I'm capable of this, I think, and I can have this. This is still something that you're working on. I'm not saying I think, I'm saying this is what the energy is saying. It's sort of figuring this thing out that is connected with like your ability to maybe pull yourself from this cycle, to extricate yourself from this thing that sort of keeps a cap on your ability to show up the way that you want to, and in turn allow your life to be sort of reflective of that. Because I'm getting something about feeling like pigeonholed in some way. Something about emotional attachment important here. That being sort of a like guideline for the direction of this. And it's something that's keeping you from like expressing yourself fully. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.